Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here. Check out the great blue heron down there, pretty much right in the center of the picture, on the log there. You know, about 3 or 4 years after we moved out here in 1982, started seeing these great blue herons. Now, I'd only ever read about great blue herons, and seen them on National Geographic specials and stuff. But we have 2 or 3 that, certainly they enter. There we go. Check it out. All right. Well, you got to see it. You can see our creeks up here a little bit. Anyway, I'd only ever read about these things and seen them on the TV and so forth, and to actually see them flying around and going back and forth and then stalking around down here in the creek bank, it's very humbling and beautiful, to say the least. It's 36 degrees and it's Tuesday, January 14th, 2014. So all of you who have not paid your estimated tax here by tomorrow, well, get on it. Speaking of tax, I just got my real estate tax bill here for next year. And indeed, as I had feared, it went up by $1,200. So next year, it's just a hair over $11,000 for this place. Well, we have to support the way of life of the people that live around us, don't we? Even though we don't necessarily want to live that way. Alrighty, well, that's enough pissing and moaning about that. It's been a very, very benign day, which is very nice. It's always nice to have a benign day. Good night's sleep. No bizarre dreams and thrashing around. I had encountered this movie, of course, on YouTube. Where else? About 4 or 5 days ago, and the title of the movie is AKA, and it was done in 2003, and it is one of these sort of BBC television, but yet not quite a television movie thing. It's about an 1.5-hour movie. It's a real movie. And one of the main actress in it is Diana Quick. Now, Diana Quick, if you recall, was in Upstairs, Downstairs. She played Georgina, and that was so that was around in 1972. This thing was made then, obviously, 30 years later. So she looked 30 years older. But it was actually set in 1978 in London and Paris and the south of France and so forth. And it concerns a couple of sort of lower class English imposters as they try to fit into aristocratic, quote, high society, unquote, of the time. It's a very good movie. The problem, of course, is with a lot of this stuff that gets uploaded to YouTube is the sound is very, 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 very quiet. So you have to use headphones, and even if you use headphones, if you've got any other sort of ambient noise in the house going on at the time, it's still hard to hear. So today we were able to sort of turn off all the heaters, and I was able to watch it one time through with headphones with all the heaters off. And then Paul got up around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I said, "You've got to see this." And so we watched it again, although obviously we couldn't have the headphones, so we had to use the sound from the speakers. And you could just hear it. And we turned off all the heaters, so there wasn't any ambient noise. Now, I will say, here's one of the things that's neat about having lived with somebody for as long as Paul and I have lived together, is that we tend to have complementary abilities. That's with an E. C-O-M-P-L-E, complementary abilities. Now, I see characters in movies and they all look similar, so I can't tell them apart necessarily, particularly if I can't hear very, very well. He can tell the slightest difference in facial characteristics and bodily characteristics in characters that I just can't tell. So he can sort of keep these guys straight, and then in terms of the dialogue, I have to sort of read lips sometimes. I've got pretty good hearing still, but if there's any ambient noise, I have to read lips, and so the third time through, I was catching all sorts of stuff I hadn't caught. So that was sort of a worthwhile morning for the two of us to spend together. He's off work today, obviously. So that's about it. Maybe I'll go back and try to read some more of N.T. Wright here. I finally finished the Dave Eggers book, The Circle. Very worthwhile book. Terrifying book. Very worthwhile book. So that's basically about it here. Gosh, it's a magnificent day. Here. Give you another shot of it here. Yeah, it's just very pretty. Check out those sycamores up there. Beautiful. Oh yes. The other two things I wanted to mention was that one, I want to thank my nephew Ed for putting up this wonderful video the other day, last night I think actually, about his new job. That's wonderful. Good show. Good, excellent description of what it's like to start a new job. Thank the good Lord I haven't had to do that very often. To Jerry Meehan, I want to say thank you for the 3 comments you left, which I just discovered here this morning early. I left you sort of a thank you thing in the comment section, but as you say, it's hard to figure out this stuff still. But many thanks for your birthday wishes and your remarks, particularly about the food bank selections for people that might be sort of in need of more basic sustenance. Okay, I'm going to say bye-bye here now, YouTubers, because it's just a great, great day. Well, any day you're above ground's a great day, generally. All right now, bye-bye, YouTubers.